Good morning, boys and girls, my friends and family. We got a cattle guard change out today. So this is cattle guard day. And why don't you come along with me and we'll do this little simple maintenance, but with a few tricks, this will last 10 lifetimes. And if you don't do it right, like we didn't do it right the first time, then it's not going to last several lifetimes. It's only going to last 20 years and you got to do it over again. So Tim's going to be here to help me. He's my superhero. Remember we had that video the other day about he's a superhero? He is our superhero. He's going to help us today. He's got the bigger tractor. I got the baby tractor. By the way, if you're looking for, like 40, 50 acres or more, this 5660, 60 horsepower is the one to get in the Kubota. I love Kubota. And then if you have hundreds of acres like Tim does, then you need the 105, which is like 100 horsepower. So that's a monster. And you can't pick that up, but it can do just about anything else. All right, come with me today. Let's go have some fun. We're gonna put this up there. Take note, I didn't say in there. We're not gonna dig it in the ground. That's a big mistake. We're gonna take this cattle guard, put it up there. We're gonna buy a new cattle guard. That's gonna get delivered here in just a little bit. And put that up there, and then the cows won't jump over the moon. You wonder why I live in the country? This is why I live in the country. A couple things I've learned about these cattle guards, and I know this one looks all tore to pieces, but it's fine. Anything can drive over it. This isn't going to hurt your tires. I mean, if you're over there, I guess maybe, or whatever, but you're not going to hit that. This is 16 feet wide, which is really crazy too big for a cattle guard. For the normal person, I would say a 12 would be fine. But what we did wrong last time was we dug a hole, and that was a problem because even though you were able to drive over it slick like that, that hole filled up. All those things filled up with this rock, stone, mud, debris, and then you can't get it out. So what happened was you can see that this needs to be pulled out, right? So that was all the crap that was down in there, and it was chock full up to here, and the cows just walked right over it. So also this is a 5 foot or 5.5 foot, and they really need to be at least 7. Now there's a lot of places online you can buy them. Of course you can't ship them, right? So you got to get local. But you need like a 7. Well, we don't have 7s around here. So we have to get the 5, and then we have to get another one, which is coming here in a little while. It's going to be about $1,000 bucks. It's going to be $1,000 delivered. And they'll set it. This is about 18 inches high, 17.5, 18 inches high. Do not dig a hole. Set it up there, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. We're going to ramp this stone in. We had a load of stone delivered. It's about $400. That's a triaxle, 25 tons. That's most you can get over the road. So then we're going to make a ramp. So we're going to set both of these together, one after another, then put the stone in up to here, ramp it like that, and then and then ramp it off the other side. We're going right up here in the gate. Now, another thing you got to watch out for with cattle guards is if you put the cattle guard stopping here, then the cows just come right around here, and then they just walk here, and then they walk around, and they're out. So what you have to do is put these cattle guards in, and then just run a short piece of fence or a short gate this way. We call it a chute. So you just shoot it here. That way they can't get to the side. So they literally have to jump over 2, and there's no way they can do that. The cow can jump over the moon, but they ain't jumping over 2 cattle guards. So I put a little stone here. We're going to level this up. If they're level, they won't crack. If they're not level, they're going to either wobble or crack or both. So we can get a landscape rake. We're going to do this all manual. I wish there was somebody here to be my camera person, but that ain't going to happen today. But anyway, we're going to make it nice. And this driveway comes down, and a lot of water comes in here. So we definitely have to crown the road. You want maintenance on, I can tell you all kinds of maintenance on gravel roads. There's not a lot if you do it right, but you got to do it right. And crowning makes a huge difference. That way the water runs off instead of coming a little bit, and all of a sudden you got a river by the time you hit here, and then it fills up your cattle guard. So we will drain it off properly. Fingers crossed. I can't cross my fingers much anywhere. I'm old, fat, and stiff. So there's cattle guard 1. Cattle guard 2 is coming, hopefully in half an hour. Now, what kind of hinges are those, Tim?
These?
Yeah. Are those Kentucky hinges?
Yeah. What most kids down here got on.
It holds pretty good. Is that just electric fence wire?
Just electric fence wire.
Yeah. I'm doing a little video showing people how to do it maybe right, or maybe showing our mistakes. Over 20 years ago, I did it kind of wrong, digging a hole.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta learn.
You win or you learn, right?
It would have probably been fine if it wasn't under this hill.
Right.
If it had been, on a level spot.
The water and debris would have run away from it, right? And what is this, a woodpecker? Hitting it like that?
Probably.
Dang on.
Yep.
How many hours has your Kubota got on it?
That thing has got 60-some hundred, I think.
60-some hundred hours. 60 what?
62 or 63, I think.
Wow.
We just changed the oil in it a couple of weeks ago. And we always write down how many hours, so when it gets to a certain point, we'll start looking at changing it again.
Mm-hmm. Any problems with it?
Other than the front wheels leaking oil.
Yeah.
Like the wheel seal was bad.
Mm-hmm.
We fixed the one on the other side last year, but we didn't fix this side because it wasn't leaking, but it's leaking now. Matter of fact, we got 3 John Deeres, and there's always something electrical going wrong with it.
Huh.
So if it's just changing a fuse or a relay, usually we can figure it out, but otherwise it's got to go in the shop. And we have had all 3 of them in there at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
And we had this one, and we had a 9540, which he got rid of. And neither one of them has ever been in the shop since I've been working for him.
Really? How long you been working with Nick?
This will be 5 or 6 years.
Gee whiz.
And but like I said, we did have to, and me and Kubi put the wheel seal in that, because once you get it off, there's really nothing to it. It's just a snap ring and like a bearing or two.
That's it.
And the wheel seal. Yeah. And it's pretty simple.
What do you got to do? You take the tire off.
Yeah, you just raise it up with your end loader and put a block or something under it, and pull the wheel off. And then it's got a round hub with about 9 or 10 bolts around it, 12. Pull those bolts out, and all that comes off is one assembly. You flip it upside down, there's a big gear, and there's a snap ring somewhere in there, and you take that snap ring out and everything comes out. So and around that assembly is an O-ring, and then there's a seal on the inside. So either the seal or the O-ring is leaking. I think it's the seal. But
sounds easy.
Yeah, it's about a 2.5, 3 hour project.
But what's leaking out of there? Is that oil in the rear?
Yeah, it's for the rear end.
Yeah.
It's just like
hydraulic oil.
No, it's gear oil.
Gear oil. I'm sorry. That's right. Like 90 weight or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a 90, 95 weight.
The stuff that smells funny.
It is exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a good smell, There's a lot of memories on that.
But yeah, it's that stinking oil. But as far as the old tractor itself, we have very few problems with it.
Well, I sure love my Kubota. I think they're the best.
They're a tough tractor.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, he bought a new one this last fall, and we talked about. He asked me, he said, "What do you prefer?" And I said, "Well, it's pretty simple." I said, "These 2 old Kubotas have never been in the shop, and the John Deere's, at least once a year they got to go to the shop." Now we've been lucky so far this year. None of them have went to the shop,
but it's just July 1st.
Yeah, it's not over.
It ain't over yet.
And it's always something silly like a relay or a solenoid or this electrical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never really anything major. It's just foolish stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he said that old tractor there, whoever was helping them before was really rough on it. Beat it to death. And the other one was really bad. It had the windows broke out of the cab and everything, but it was dependable. No matter how cold it was, it would start and run. But
I don't know how you feel about it. I mean, you've got an old Dodge truck and Cindy's truck and all that stuff. I think they just over-engineer stuff.
it is.
It's like, Girls Gone Wild. I think it's like Engineers Gone Wild. Like, what are y'all doing?
The more crap you get, the wife has a friend who loves all that crap. They buy these new Suburbans, and the more electrical stuff they can get, the better they like it. And then they'll be on Facebook complaining about, I'm broke down on 75, you know? And I just laugh, because if you get more mechanical instead of electric, you're better off.
That old truck I got, 73 years old. She's just running like a sewing machine.
Yeah, and if it breaks down, you can fix it.
Yeah.
If you got, some mechanical knowledge.
There's not much there.
No, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. But if you get something that's got all that electric, you just scratch your head and say, where do I start,
Right.
Without taking it to somewhere where they got a computer that you can hook it to that gives you an idea where to start.
Hunter's SUV, you lift the hood and it's just solid plastic.
Yeah.
I said, you know what that means? He said, no. I said, do not touch.
Yeah.
They just want it back at the dealer.
Right.
And
tractors are the same way.
Really?
Oh yeah.
John
Deere's especially bad. Yeah. At one time, you can Google this and get more details on it, but the gist of it was John Deere didn't want to sell you the program to work on it yourself.
Of course not.
And I think there was a lawsuit over it, and I think they lost, but I'm not sure on that. I'm just going by hearsay, these kind of backyard mechanics are trying to work on people's equipment that was more or less broke down in the field, and they couldn't get the programming to do it. And so, in other words, John Deere wanted you to bring it into the shop.
Sure.
And,
I understand.
yeah.
But
that's a big pain for the guy out here trying to plant.
yeah.
He's got to load that thing up and haul it for, the dealership here is fairly close, but you get out some of these states, it might be 200 miles. And then you got to go pick it up and bring it back when, if you got a guy that'll just show up and, hook his laptop to it and push a couple buttons, and he might can fix it in 30 minutes. So,
Yeah, it's a lot of wasted resources.
it is, and it gets in your pocket real quick too.
Yeah.
So
It's nice to have a local dealer.
yeah.
That's what I loved about having the Yamaha. We had a local dealer, and then they went out of business. And then now I'm stuck. Now I'm like,
So where you gotta go?
either Lexington or Richmond, which is over an hour each way.
Right.
Either one. I just want a new one. Just want to trade in and get a new one. So, but I don't want to buy one I got to drive an hour and a half to, because that one's been in the shop a couple times.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
Oh yeah.
I just want it to work. Just run. Start it, run, work, put it to bed.
Yeah. Well, tractors are the same way, because it's frustrating when you got a lot of stuff to do and that thing just quits on you.
Well, and you got deadlines too, like rain,
Oh yeah.
or alfalfa needs to be cut, or whatever it happens to be.
Road or anything.
Yeah.
But those old Kubotas, they normally just start and go. Matter of fact, the only real complaints I've ever seen on them is people don't keep those radiators clean.
Really?
Oh yeah, watch that temperature gauge. If it starts climbing,
Get out and blow it off quick.
yeah, blow it off, wash it out, do something. I know a guy up in Lexington. He's running a tractor for a buddy up there. He's got two that's they're 5 years old or something, and they're both, one of them's about that size, one's a little bigger. And he complains about the air conditioner belt. He said that air conditioner belt cost $65, and he said it won't last a week. And I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, don't ever run the air on it. And I said, well, that's stupid.
Well, have it.
You can't be in there on a day like today without air.
No.
So
No.
I asked Mike over here one day, I said, Mike, do you ever get complaints about, I think it's a 110, the air conditioner belt? And he said, no. I said, well, I got a guy up in Lexington says he can't keep one on his tractor. And he said, well, he's getting it hot. He said, you get it hot, it'll stretch, it'll start slipping, it'll burn off. And I said, so in other words, he's not cleaning his radiator. And he said, yep. So I told him, I said, keep an eye on that temperature gauge. I said, if it starts climbing, get off and clean that out, blow it out, wash it out. So that was about a year ago. I ain't heard from him this year.
Wow.
So,
That's very cool.
but those motors, they don't seem to take a lot of heat. And you'll see them on the internet for sale, and it'll say, got a new motor, But I think it's people not keeping an eye on their temperature gauge.
Right.
And letting them overheat.
Well, that's really good advice, really.
Yeah, on yours, Always keep an eye on that, especially this time of year when that grass is, the seed is coming off when you're driving in the field.
The seeds, they get in between those little things.
Yeah, they'll get in that screen, and the dust off of that will just gradually start stopping up, and it'll shut its air off, and then it'll start overheating. And it seems like those motors just won't take a lot of heat.
Well, I don't think any motor's designed to do any of that.
No.
Now, we do the same thing with the zero turns.
Yep.
We blow them off.
Yep. I had I've still got it. I drive it every once in a while, old Toyota truck, old black one. And I used to check a lot of cattle out like on your place here. And I overheated it and warped the heads on it. So I had to I didn't put a new motor in it, but I found one in a wreck and had to put in it. So I put a screen in front of the radiator, between the radiator and bumper.
Yes.
Like an old
window screen.
Window screen.
Yeah.
And that worked great.
Works just fine.
Yeah, and that's your first catch on grass seed and stuff like that. Because that grass seed is what gets sucked in between your radiator and.
But you were smart enough not to put it right on the radiator.
No, it's in front.
Yeah, it's inches in front, right?
Yeah,
so you still got plenty of air.
Yeah, there's a little brace that goes right between the radiator and the front bumper, and it's in front of that little brace. And that keeps it off the radiator. So when you shut it off, most of the time, a lot of that will fall out.
Just falls down.
Because the suction is what keeps it up against it.
Yeah.
But it's amazing that the crap you'll pick up driving across that field.
Oh, yeah. Especially
this time of year.
This time of year in the summer.
And
seeds and dust.
Your four-wheelers are the same way. Your UTVs, all that stuff. It's got a radiator, it sucks it right in. And then next thing you know, you're overheating.
Not good.
No.
This thing's bringing the landscape rake down. We're going to get to smooth this out. Woo! It's coming in hot. Do what?
So I brought the smaller one.
Ah, great. Oh, thank you. That's going to be amazing.
And I took the maggot infested garbage out too.
Good. Good.
I hate garbage cans because people put it in, and if it's not for me, I've thrown out many garbage cans because I won't go in. But it was close. There's some in there, but it's below my threshold, so I was able to take it.
I wonder what's the maggot threshold? There must be some kind of gauge or level.
Let me tell you, we left garbage in the back of the truck like over the weekend, and it was hotter than this. And I looked, and when I took the garbage out, the entire bed and all the grooves was little wiggly maggots. And I'm like, so how do I get them out? So I'm not going to go to the self-spray thing.
Because that just sprays back in your face.
So I took it to the car wash, and I was really worried about the car behind me because all I could picture is all these maggots landing on their windshield. It didn't happen, and they were all out of my truck, so it worked out well.
So do you not have problems with coons getting in there and making a mess?
Well, we do keep it in a 100-gallon thing in the back of the house. Yeah, we don't leave the garbage out. But once in a blue moon, like on the weekend, we'll just pitch it in the truck.
But Cindy, you'll put it in the truck and leave it for a couple days.
Yeah, like over the weekend.
We don't have any problems.
We got the dogs, so I think the dogs.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, the dogs chase them away.
Well, I saw a coon. The reason I said that, I saw a coon in the road on the way down here. And so, I know the country's full of
Oh, yeah.
They love to tear stuff up.
Well, even they say that even though the dogs aren't there, if the dogs are just marking their territory or pooping or whatever, that'll keep them out.
Yeah, they smell it.
They can smell that there's a dog nearby or was or whatever, and they stay away. All right, girl, go make it good today.
All right,
go make some money.
Take care.
Thank you for this. All right, holding the camera and raking at the same time. I'm not being very effective. Whose idea was this? Shovel would be nice. This is a landscape rake. Yeah, they're a little bit more money, but wow, you can hit a whole lot of room there. Whole big space. Get that thing leveled off really easy and fast. All right, we got to get the bucket level. Boom. So as soon as that hits that notch, you know you're level. Level, down, put it in first, idle it in, not go crazy. it in the field, so I'll knock some off. I'm so cool, I use the shuttle shift and the clutch at the same time. Makes no sense. Now what we don't want to do is just dump big heaps and then we're stuck smoothing it all out again. Just shake a little here, shake a little there. Tim, what do you think? Tell me where. Come on up. Is that it? How about over here? Well, I think if we start at this ledge starts right about here, isn't it? Yep. We might need a little more material up there. I'll give you like a little bit. You just tell me how much. And then I think we're going to need to come down to this little dip here, fill that in, and then that'll be our 11 feet. This side's pretty good. If we come down here, yeah, just a tiny little bit there, a little bit there, and then a whole lot more here. You agree?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
You gotta put gravel there anyway, so that'll turn the mud and everything.
Yes, yeah, sure will. All right, I got a little bit on the the tractor. See how much we got. Oh yeah, it's a decent bucket. We'll hit those 2 or 3 spots. I always try to shake a little bit off so it doesn't wind up in the grass. I mean, this isn't like your lawn, but you still don't want to waste it. Then the rest back here. Don't worry, I can't hear them either. Am I in the right spot? We're doing a pretty good job for a couple old duffers.
Yeah.
And no level.
Yeah,
This is looking real good. I think we're getting close. I still think we need a load here yet.
It's still a tad bit low.
Yeah, this whole.
Did we figure out where the front of this thing is going?
Yeah, I think the hole here. So if we start up here, and these 10.5s are about 12 inches. It's the only thing I got that's 12 inches. I mean, in other words, I don't have a yardstick on me. You don't have to laugh. That was a dad joke. It's really bad. 1, 2, 3, 10, 11. Well, if we start back there at that shelf, there's 11 feet. It's right to here. You've heard of a yardstick? That's called a farm stick. It works.
So you want the low corner be?
I'd say the upside will be right here. What do you think? That looks like it's going to be about the most level.
So that'll be just a couple inches on this side of that post.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then there'll be one more above that.
Well, we're not gonna worry about the fence.
Okay.
I want to put this in here straight, perpendicular to the driveway.
So we're looking at about this.
Yeah. Okay. So we're good with length, and I can fill in the rest. Now let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 15, 16, and a little bit. 14, 15, 16. We got a ways to go yet here, a little bit. I think we can play with this all day, Tim. What do you think?
Yep.
I mean, just trying to get it perfect.
Yeah, we could be here several hours, and but it'll settle once we set it and get to running over it.
Well, it's heavy,
Yep.
and that's one thing, so it'll bed itself a little bit. You just want support. It doesn't have to be the Sealy Posturepedic or anything, but you want pretty good support. I don't know where that came from, but it just things just come out sometimes. But the vibration, you driving over it with that big tractor, how much does that tractor weigh?
Probably 6,000, 7,000.
So you drive on that, and it's just going to vibrate a little bit. Of course, my wife's truck doesn't weigh a whole lot less than that, but with her in it, no, I'm only kidding. With her in it, she goes too fast, and when she goes fast, it's going to she's going to vibrate the heck out of it. So I think it'll bed down, and we should be in pretty good shape. What do y'all think? Look pretty level? Probably good enough. We had a batch here one time that 2 or 3 would get over. He finally just took them off the farm. But once they get that taste of being able to jump, you got to do something, or you got to screw with the gate.
Yep.
And ain't nobody wanting to screw with the gate.
No.
Remember that song Willie Nelson says about the old guy riding in the truck? He said, they always say, hey, we're going to put the old guy in the middle. He goes, that's just fine. I don't have to mess with the gate.
That's true.
It's bad enough to open the gate. Then you got to pull up, and you got to stop, and you got to get out, and then you got to close the gate. It's like,
and you've been fortunate. It hasn't rained.
oh yeah, that's right.
It come the downpour.
Yep. And you got to get out, mess with them daggone gates. Now you could put an operator in, but you know the solar operators are great and they work. And if you got to put them in, but you got to dig a big hole. You got to put concrete, big post. You maybe get a 4x4, schedule 40 steel. Then you got to weld the cap to it. I mean, there's more to it. Then you got to get the operator thing.
Yep.
Then you got to put concrete around that so somebody doesn't knock it over. Then people come up and they think you need a code when you just hit a button or whatever. Oh, this is like cattle guard's the way to go. Just fly. You fly right in, fly right out. We were just saying to each other, if he don't come pretty soon, we're going to give up. He said he was about an hour and a half, and now it's been about 2 hours, but that's okay. I can hear him coming. Something about construction and then backup beepers I just love. I love doing improvements. I love doing repairs. Well, I love doing improvements, but I love doing construction. That's a big one. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. You?
Good. We're thinking we're going to put 2 together. Because we can't, one, they're just jumping over. So I figure we'll put the one starting right here. And then, is there any way you can move that up here for us? Man, that'd be fantastic. It's been so dry you can go anywhere and not worry about it.
Yeah.
We had about 10 drops this morning at about 5 o'clock. You could hear it on the tin roof. That was it. Yeah, wasn't worth the darn. How long have you all been making these? Forever?
8 years at least. It's probably been doing it about 10 years.
Yeah, I think putting the new one on the uphill side, in case we ever do decide to replace this one, then it'll be easier to get to. And then the neighbors won't think we're rich getting a new cattle guard.
They're really going to make you rich.
Oh yeah, that's true. We might have to hide one. Paint a camo.
Dark gray spray paint, kind of hit it a little bit.
That's right.
That way it kind of gives it the old look.
That's right. Yeah. Vintage. You know, you could probably sell them like that. You could do that, charge extra. Put a little rust in it, chip a little thing out the top.
Everybody wants vintage.
Yes.
Vintage.
Yep. Except my wife.
She don't like vintage?
No, she wants a younger model. Or I should say, she'd take a younger model.
Start having health problems.
Oh, yeah.
You might be in trouble.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good at all. Good thing I can cook. At least I'm useful in some ways. All right, so I'm taking a bet. How many pounds do you think this thing weighs?
Probably about 7 grain. About 7 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
I don't have a clue. Look at you all fancy with your remote. That's awesome. How much does this thing weigh?
Probably around 8,000.
8,000. You were real close, Tim. I'd say if that fell on you, you'd break your toe. Flip forward just a little bit, and then let's kind of make it halfway. Push that side in a little bit. Well, that's probably good. That's probably good. That way, just a little bit, Okay. What do you say, Tim? Is that good? That's about as perfect as we're going to get it, I think. What do you think? Look that way just a little bit. That suits the heck out of me. Yeah. Oh, wow, you fancy. Oh, my gosh, you kidding me? Oh, that's awesome. You go sideways, that's perfect. Good. Yes, sir. Yeah, that looks mighty fine. It's on the pivot. That's awesome. Oh, pivot's the best part. What are you thinking, Tim?
I like it. We got to pass that other post.
Yeah.
When we put the other one in. So.
And this one here, too, he brought it over. Yeah. So, that's perfect.
Do this, but I kept thinking we're going to drag a bunch of rock up, pulling this thing up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't mess it up now, Tim. Woo, man. He came in hot there. How much room does he need? There you go. Okay, so he needs to be pretty tight.
Yeah, he probably don't like stand it out any further than he has to, but
Maybe pop a wheelie. Oh, that looks beautiful. That brand new one, doesn't it?
nice and shiny.
Bright and shiny. Have you done this before, or is this your first time?
I've done it.
That's like a surgeon. That's precision, man.
Got a little bitty touching right in the center and a little bit off on each end, but
I think that's
I don't
perfect.
think your tire's gonna fall down in there.
Well, if your tire don't fall down, down here, it certainly ain't gonna fall down here.
It's pretty smooth right here.
Yeah, that was me and you right here. That's all on you. I appreciate that. Perfect. Well, a million years ago when dinosaurs roamed the earth, I delivered appliances, and I remember every once in a while somebody give me like one amazing tip. Maybe $40 or $50 or something like that. This guy did an amazing job, saved me and Tim a ton of time. So I'm gonna give him a nice tip. I'm sure it'll do something for him and his family. I know those tips did amazing things for me and just made me feel good, and that people were nice enough to appreciate me. Appreciation's greater than love in my book. I got a check for his boss, the certificate of exemption for agricultural uses, so that means no sales tax on this, and a hundo. And it's a job well done right there. All right, there you go, bud. You're all set.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate you. We're gonna just load some of that stone up on this side, then get up there and then load some on the other side, and then we're all done. I love it.
Build a ramp.
Yeah, build a ramp, let's do it. Tim, are you happy with that? Because we're out of stone.
Yep, I think that'll work.
They'll bring us another load on Tuesday.
I don't. Do you really need it?
I guess not, really. I mean, we could probably live with it without.
I think I would let it go for a while and let, see how much this packs down.
Yeah. Let this settle. Back to the rake cam. Sexy. You could look at it one way, that this is a waste of rock and we should have built a little wing wall or whatever. But this whole rock thing was only $400. You couldn't even start to do anything.
Now concrete would get into that pretty quick.
Oh yeah. Rock. We always say rock is your cheapest thing in construction. Rock's your cheapest thing.
If you're pulling a trailer or something, you can swing down in the grass a bit to get straight.
Sure, and that's why I can bring some more stone. We could start halfway up that hill and go, so it's a little bit.
Yeah, not as steep.
Not as steep.
But you still got your cooker on the trailer?
I do.
I think you can go over.
Oh yeah, I go over it, no problem. Yeah. We just got a couple buddies with them silly sports cars, and
oh yeah,
yeah.
But it's level. It's just.
It is.
I think it'll help probably go through there.
Yeah.
I mean, once it gets back down, it may crush down now, but it's not great.
Well, even my little 50 Chevy, that's really low to the ground.
Yeah.
And I think that would go right over that. There ain't no problem.
Well, like I say, once you run in and out with your trucks, and then you get a little water on that, that'll crush up.
Well, and the way this water is going to go right on around here, and it's going to go right on around there. We're still going to have some driveway stuff, but this is nice and high.
I don't think that's going to be filling up like it was.
No, it won't fill up. It won't fill up unless Cindy goes real fast over it. I really appreciate your help, man.
Yeah. I'd rather spend a few hours here and solve this problem
than to
have to keep fooling with it all year.
Yeah. Hey, your cows are out. Hey, your cows are out.
Yeah.
Hey, your cows are out. And that's only one problem. The biggest problem, which the people don't even think about, is those cows at night, they sit down. They lay down in the blacktop. Black cows on the blacktop
you cannot see them
at night, and you can't see them. I've hit one with a four-wheeler in the field.
Really?
Yeah. No, we weren't going real fast.
Yeah.
We were just tooling around. But even with the headlights on, I couldn't see it. It was just boom. I just slammed into her. I was like, well, pardon me, ma'am. She got up, pooped, looked at me like,
what the hell?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
None of my own business.
I was trying to get some sleep. I felt bad. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope it didn't hurt her. Nope.
But a few hours here to solve this problem and solve it for the future.
Done. Yeah, you're done. You don't have to worry about this ever again.
This should take care of itself.
Yep. We let the dogs out. You go, cow, cow. And he's like, what? Where? And they go chase them out and bark at them. And then as soon as they jump on the other side, you're like, yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm the man. Mojo especially. He's all about them chasing them cows.
Well, hopefully, like I say, we don't want them in there. And we don't. No. The thing is, if they go through that fence, then they get a habit and they'll go through this.
Go through something else,
they'll find a hole. They'll start looking for a hole is what they'll do. So.
Yeah. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Let's see if he drops it right there where he needs to. There you go. Perfect. Now just watch it. Again, you don't want to. Yeah, we're trying not to have these big wedges here so that you're going to have erosion and then more stone. And we're trying also not to have 2 inches all the way up there. So just trying to make a wedge, and he's doing a fantastic job. That's good. That's good. Just watch your back tire. You want to go up that way. Yeah. See, that just pulls just enough material. It's really doing a good job. We could get the grader box, but this is fine. I think that's going to be magnificent. See the material? It's pulling just the right amount. All right, just unlock it. There you go. And then just leave it. And it's going to just pull that just a little bit. Now we got a little rake work here, but that's okay. That's it. All right, I'm going to rake this. You do the other side. This is great.
Hey Romeo, don't exert yourself.
Come on up a little bit. Whoop, that's it. Floater. Should take that right out of there. Unfloat. Hit it again. Go ahead. Floating. Unfloat. So fine. So good. Probably need another one here. Another 2 here. Dos más cervezas, por favor. Okay, now, lesson number 1. How to cure a pothole is not putting stone in it. You got to drain it. We really need to dig a ditch, put some pipe in there, just a little pipe. But we're not going to do that. We're going to just go the lazy way. Problem is that water is still low because this isn't blacktop, it's stone and it's permeable. So, but at least they're going to be okay for a little while. That's it. That's all you got. Perfect. Now just work on that a little bit more. Make that driveway come into there and we'll just get rid of this pile and we're done. I love you especially because you watched through this whole video. I highly recommend you look at this next video, which I think you'll really like too.